Hello students, in our last video we have studied about the morphological adaptations in the birds. Okay, now we will see what are the anatomical adaptations that helps the bird for the flight. Okay, so there are many anatomical adaptations which will help the which will help the bird in the flight. The first one is the lightness and the rigidity of the endoskeleton. Okay, that is basically the bone or the skeletal. The skeletal framework of the flying bird is very stout and is a lightly built on a hollow guider principle. Okay, and most of the bones are pneumatics, that is filled with the air sac and provided with the secondary plastering to make them rigid. Bone marrow is lacking in the bones of a bird and the skeletal framework becomes compact, centralized, rigid due to the fusion of the bones. So endoskeleton of the birds contain the skull bone. The skull bones are paper-like, thin, and show a tendency towards the reduction in their number. And these skull bones are firmly fused with each other, and at the posterior portion the skull is spongy and the bird lack teeth. These are the one of the important adaptation which will reduce, most of the weight will be reduced. Okay, also the thoracic vertebrae except the last then are fused into a single mass, giving a rigidity to the dorsal part of the vertebral column, and this fusion of vertebrae provides a firm fulcrum for the action of the wing in a striking air. And the uncinate process of the thoracic ribs helps in providing a compactness and also help in flight for concentrating the mass. Okay, and it will also if they have a arcade which will be having a clavicle which is fused with the interclavicle, and they will provide a powerful pillar like caracoid uh, for the pectoral girdle, and it will be like well suited for the resistance for the inward pressure of the down stroke. Okay, and next is the vertebrae are heterocylous, that is they will provide a great flexibility, and birds can move their neck through 180 degree, which will help in preening the feather in all parts of the bird. Okay. Preening is important because it will provide a oil gland. Okay. Then the next point is endoskeleton of the bird, that is they will be having a short caudal vertebrae, and the formation of phagocytes has assisted in the stability in the air, and they will be also having a sternum or the breastbone which will be expanded and will provide a surface or platform for the attachment of the keel, a major flight muscle in the flying birds. And without a keel, um, without a keel that is found in a rattatite, that is a running bird or flightless bird. Okay, like ostrich. And sternum will also help in viscera. Um, also help sorry, the sternum is also hollow in which viscera is located. Okay, the next modification that have taken place in the endoskeleton, that is the fusion of pelvis. Okay, that is forming of a synsacrum. Synsacrum is the fused mass of the last thoracic vertebra, lumbra vertebrae, sacral vertebrae, few anterior caudal vertebrae. Okay, synsacrum only found in a bird, and it supports the weight of the body when the bird is walking. Okay, and it also counteract the effect of the shock as the bird alights. Okay, and the absence of the ventral symphysis of ischia and pubis permits the laying of a large eggs. Okay, then another modification in the endoskeleton is the fusion of the distal tarsal with the metatarsal to form a tarsometatarsus, and that of the proximal tarsal with the lower end of the tibia to form a tibiotarsus. This will help in strengthening the legs of the for bipedal mode. Okay, and last adaptations or modification in the skeletal is the foaling, which is completely modified for the attachment of the feathers, remiges, okay, and the flight muscles. Okay, and there are only 3 digits which are more or less fused. So these are the different modifications that have been taken place in an endoskeleton. Okay. So next is they are endothermic and separated by the red and white muscle fibers. Okay. What is red fibers, muscle fiber? The red muscle fibers will sustain the work and provide the heat by shivering. Okay. There are two type of like body the body temperature is regulated by shivering and by non-shivering method. In a shivering, what happens? There is a rapid um, contraction of the muscles take place. Okay, and here the energy is not released or used. Okay, whereas in non-shivering type, wherein um, the all the like the brown the fat, the breakdown of the fat will be taking place. Okay, that is the process by which heat is released, and wherein the electrons are passed, oxidative phosphorylation will help in uh, a non-shivering pattern. Okay, that will release the heat. Okay, so that will carried out by the red fiber, whereas in the white fiber will provide a powerful stroke but cannot be sustained. Okay, the next is the flight adaptation in a circulatory system. Yeah, before this um, like muscle fiber, separate red and white muscle fibers are there, and these flight muscles there are also flight muscles are there. The action of the wing is also is controlled by the flight muscle, which are greatly developed. Okay, and that are developed like weighing about 1/6 of the entire body, while the muscle of the back remain greatly reduced. Okay, whereas the muscle fibers comprise of the flight muscles, which are striated type and have a well vascularized to withstand fatigueness of after prolonged activity. Okay, and wings are depressed by a large muscle, pectoralis major, and elevated by the pectoralis minor. These are the two muscles which will bring about the downstroke of the flight and the upstroke of the flight. Okay, whereas there are other many muscles which are small and will help the above two main muscles, that is the pectoralis major and pectoralis minor. Okay, the next is circulatory system. The circulatory system, this in bird, they will show a rapid metabolism, hence they require a large oxygen supply to the tissue, which can be achieved by an efficient circulatory system. An avian heart is the large sized, 4 chambered, powerful and efficient. That's why they are getting a large oxygen supply. Okay, and also due to the double circulation in it, the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood remain completely separated. Okay, whereas in reptiles it get partially diffusion take place. No? But here in a apes, in a bird, there is complete separation of the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. Okay, and also red blood cells of the birds contain a large amount of hemoglobin, which is responsible for the quick and perfect aeration of the body tissue. The next adaptation is the respiratory system. In a flying bird, they require a great and sustained power. Therefore, what happens? The respiratory system is specialized, that there will be a fusion, that the food is combusted, that is oxidized rapidly, and there is a complete liberate large amount of energy. Okay, this will make the extensive rate of metabolism. Greater amount of oxygen molecule is needed by the body tissue. So what happens for this purpose, there will be a dense, compact and inelastic lungs, which are supplemented by the remarkable system that they will be having a air sac which will grow out from the lungs and occupy all available space between the internal organs. Okay, and when and sometimes they even extend to the cavities of the hollow bones. Okay, this how they will be like easily there will be a transport of the air. Okay, and the air sac is primarily reduce the specific gravity of the bird, and also they will also facilitate complete aeration of the lungs. The avian lungs are aerated twice at each breath, and also this is also secured. They also secured that the oxygenation of the blood takes place perfectly. Okay, and the air sacs help in regulating the body temperature by internal uh, pers- uh, perspiration, that is PERSPIRATION. Okay, and there will be the insertion of the air sac in between the flight muscles like pads, reduce mechanical friction and increase the mobility in the muscular action. So this is how the respiratory system will carry out. The next is the urinary system. Or the excretory system. In apes, the excretory system becomes specialized in three ways. That is, first it forms the retention of water, that is uriniferous tubules known as a Henle's loop are efficient in the absorption. So coprodium of the cloaca is another efficient water absorbing organ of the hind of the birds. Okay, and second is the for the reducing the weight of the body, there occur no primary bladder, and semi solid urine is completely excreted out, and not they have not retained for long in the body. Okay, and the third is the metabolic nitrogenous waste are converted into the less toxic and soluble organic compounds such as uric acid and ureters. Okay, which is important physiological movement adaptation. Then next is the reproductive organ. In a female, basically female birds, there will be presence of a single functional ovary that will be mostly the left side, or the left side also leads to the reduction of the body weight. That is, only the left side ovary will be present. This will help in a reduction of the body weight, which is essential for the flight. Okay. Then next is uh, they will be next the next adaptation is uh, the next adaptation is digestive system. Okay, in a flying birds, they what happens, the rate of metabolism in a bird is very high, so the food requirements are great and the digestion is very rapid. So most of the birds are very selective in their diet, and accordingly their beaks are modified. Okay, and further, because of undigested waste is minimum and is immediately got rid of, consequently uh, the rectum becomes much reduced in the length and never stores the undigested food. So again, that is reduction of the weight. Then next is what happens, the ill development of the rectum of the flying birds indicates towards the fact that the flying animals cannot afford to bear the weight of the feces. Okay, so the absence of the gallbladder in the birds minimize the body weight to some extent. This is about the digestive system. The next adaptation that is observed in the bird is the brain and the sense organ. In the avian, the brain is highly developed. That is, they need to they need to have a well developed center of equilibrium, then muscular coordination and intense and instinct. Yeah. Okay, so that's why the cerebellum is much well developed. Okay, and is also large and relatively smooth in controlling the voluntary muscles, okay, or movement. Whereas birds are very intelligent, then their behavior and the memory is very sharp. Okay, the birds have to depend mostly on the mostly on the sense of the sight, also that the eyes are like a large and optic lobes like, but they are well developed due to acute vision. And the sense organ, what happened, the sense of the smell is very poor, and they will corresponding the ill development of the olfactory lobes. So these are the different type of anatomical adaptations. In the first video we have already discussed about the morphological adaptation. Now we have completed the anatomical adaptation. If you have any question regarding this particular topic, then please let me know. Thank you.